Coinbase's CEO Brian Armstrong says the crypto exchange is headed for a court battle with the SEC. In an interview with CNBC at a fintech conference, Armstrong said the company was absolutely prepared for the battle to be years long and that it would be necessary to get the legal precedent for crypto regulation.
We have this crazy situation right now where the heads of these two federal regulators in the U.S. are making contradictory statements almost every few weeks about, Ethereum, for instance. Like the CFTC says it's a commodity, the SEC says it's security. So of course, how is a business supposed to operate in this environment where even the federal regulators can't agree?
The crypto market crashed after several days of pushing for a rally. It had initially seemed that the market was set for a significant rebound, but everything came crashing down after Coinbase started showing indications that it was uncomfortable with the SEC's handling of cryptocurrencies in the US. Coinbase's CEO, Brian Armstrong, has not minced words in expressing his disappointment in the United States regulatory approach, which he defined as confusing. It seems the future of crypto is uncertain in the US, but this is sure to affect all crypto prices because US investors hold a large chunk of the market. Speaking of large chunks, most viewers who enjoy our content are yet to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button now and stay ahead in the crypto market. First, let's listen to Owen Lau, a senior analyst and executive of Oppenheimer.
I think this is such an unfortunate situation. I think Brian Armstrong mentioned that if there's no regulatory certainty, then Coinbase were to move to other countries. And I felt like the key implication is other crypto companies based in US will also follow. And I think this is just, it's just the US blockchain development will be disadvantaged by that because of these potential movement. And, crypto, it's a global phenomenon. And capital can move to other countries and developer can also move to other countries. I just think if it's going to happen, the US blockchain development may be hugely disadvantaged by that. I still think even though they said they will or they may move to other jurisdictions, they would still keep presence in the United States. And if you look at the landscape in US, you still have Kraken, you still have Gemini, you still have even Binance US is still here in the United States. So there are still other exchanges operating here. And the question is, will they follow? And I think it also comes down to, again, go back to your original question, is there regulatory clarity here? And I do think the exchanges would still keep some presence here, even if they were to move to other jurisdictions, but the influence in terms of the global landscape would be minimized.
Coinbase's frustration with the US regulators stems from the lack of clarity and consistency in the crypto sector. The company faces potential legal action from the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, which has notified Coinbase that it plans to bring an enforcement action against its proposed lending product. The SEC and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, are also in a dispute over which agency has jurisdiction over crypto assets, depending on whether they're considered securities or commodities. Just as top analyst Owen Lau said, this would lead to a massive exodus from the US. Other crypto companies, such as Binance, Kraken, and Ripple, have also encountered difficulties or conflicts with the authorities. Some of them have decided to move their operations or headquarters to more crypto-friendly jurisdictions, such as Singapore, Switzerland, or Malta. Next, Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, reacts to how the US is being left behind in cryptocurrency adoption.
I think it's really exciting what's happening in Hong Kong. It is kind of paradoxical with the Chinese government, taking over it. China has, of course, banned crypto as sort of an oppressive regime, but surprisingly, Hong Kong is actually leading a bit in terms of getting that regulatory clarity. And just zooming out, we're actually seeing really good regulatory clarity emerge in Europe with the MiCA legislation. Here in the UK, I've been meeting with top government officials, and there seems to be strong movement towards a stablecoin bill. We're seeing some of that in Singapore and other countries around the world. So I think that's really positive, and basically that's the big thing that'll unlock growth in crypto is we need that regulatory clarity. We actually need more of that in the US. The US is a little bit behind on this, and certain regulators are taking more of a regulation by enforcement approach, which is not helping. We're a business with like any business, we have a budget, and we have to decide where to allocate it. And so that means what products we want to build, but it also means what countries we want to invest in any given year. And with the US kind of lagging a little bit, having this regulation by enforcement approach that's really, instead of just creating a clear rule book so that everybody has to play on a level playing field, we are looking at other markets. I think the UK is actually a very good one for us. It's our, it's the first country we went into outside of the US. It's our second highest revenue country. And the UK, we've seen really great leadership from everyone from the PM, the city minister, kind of talking about how they want crypto to be based here in the UK. They want it to be a Web3 hub. That's really attractive for us, and so we have an office here, we have a presence. I think we're probably going to invest more.
According to a survey published by NORC, a research group at the University of Chicago, 13% of Americans bought or traded cryptocurrency in the past 12 months. By comparison, 24% of Americans invested in stocks over the same time period. Another survey by Gallup found that 6% of US investors, adults with $10,000 or more invested in stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, say that they own Bitcoin, up from 2% in 2018. Ownership rose by over 10 percentage points to 13% among investors aged 18 to 49. These surveys suggest that US investors are a significant segment of the crypto market, especially among younger generations. However, they also face challenges and risks associated with crypto volatility, regulation, security, and adoption. A Pew Research Center survey found that 46% of Americans who've invested in cryptocurrency say it's done worse than expected. Moreover, 60% of US investors say that Bitcoin is a very or somewhat risky investment. Therefore, it's difficult to estimate the exact percentage of the market that US investors can affect in crypto, as it depends on various factors such as market conditions, investor behavior, regulatory developments, and innovation trends. However, based on the available data, it's reasonable to assume that US investors have a significant but not dominant influence on the crypto market.
I think the key question came from Congressman Patrick McHenry when he asked SEC Chair Gensler about whether Ethereum is a commodity or security. And it just feels like the industry does not get a clear answer. It doesn't feel like, to me, the congressman get a clear answer to that. I think it comes down to the basic definition of what determines a securities and what determines a commodity. Right now, SEC said Ethereum is a security, but at the same time, CFTC also said Ethereum is a commodity. We need to find a resolution on that. We need to define whether Ethereum or any other tokens are securities or commodities so that developer can have confidence to build innovative products in the United States.
Unlike many other countries, the US doesn't have a single authority that oversees all aspects of crypto regulation. Instead, there are multiple federal agencies that may claim jurisdiction over different types of digital assets. These include the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN, the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, the Commodities Future Trading Commission, or CFTC, and others. To address these challenges, the Biden administration has recently taken steps to coordinate and harmonize crypto regulation at the federal level. In March of 2022, President Biden signed an executive order that directed financial regulators to come up with a plan to regulate cryptocurrencies, recognizing their popularity and potential to destabilize traditional finance.
We've met with them over 30 times in the last year. And then, of course, they allowed us to go public as an S1. We filed and had many in-depth conversations with them about our business. But even over the last year, we had 30 meetings. Never got a single piece of feedback from them about what we could be doing better or differently. And then this Wells notice arrived. And so it's really unfortunate. I think we're going to have to actually end up going to court to get the clarity we need and create that case law. It's an abdication of responsibility. I mean, the regulator's job is to publish a clear rule book and allow that market to be safe, but also to flourish in that country. And I think they've completely abdicated responsibility. Getting a clear stablecoin bill passed in the US, that would be a great first step. There's a couple parties already working on this. The next big piece, I think, would be to get comprehensive legislation around the centralized actors in crypto. Let's not figure out the decentralized thing. I'll talk about that in a second. But there's clear consensus that the centralized exchanges, custodians, et cetera, should be regulated. They can apply a lot of the best practices from traditional financial services. Europe has already done it. UK is working on it. So there's no reason why the US needs to be left behind. I think getting clarity about what's a commodity and what's a security. We have this crazy situation right now where the heads of these two federal regulators in the US are making contradictory statements almost every few weeks about, Ethereum, for instance. Like the CFTC says it's a commodity, the SEC says it's security. So of course, how is a business supposed to operate in this environment where even the federal regulators can't agree?
Some experts think the US is intentionally frustrating the crypto market. But what about you guys? Do you think this is the case? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. For more updates, smash the subscribe button and give this video a big ol' thumbs up. We'll see you in the next video.